Okay, everybody, I am so excited today because I am joined by Tramell Tillman, aka Milchick from Severance. We're talking spoilers for the full season here, so make sure you watch the finale first before you watch this interview. Tramell, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing well, doing very well. Glad to be here.
Oh yeah, man, I'm so thrilled to have you here. Like, you are seriously the standout character in this show, and it's exciting for you to just be on my show. So really honored for that. Now, jumping into Milchick, was there any characters in any forms of media that inspired you how you were going to do your portrayal of Milchick?
A lot of this was pulling from personal experiences. I've spent a lot of time in corporate America, a lot of survival gigs. So drawing from colleagues, coworkers, and former bosses that I've had, I use that as nice fuel to build Milchick. And also just watching a myriad of performances, performances by Jeffrey Wright, Meryl Streep, Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman, that really helped to kind of find the base of who Milchick is.
Yeah, and that's a great answer too. I like that you're pulling from real life and from actors that inspire you. Now, how important of a character choice was that for you to have that mustache?
I was a little apprehensive about the mustache. I have to be honest. It is a specific type, and on set we call it a character in of itself. It's Milchick and there's the stash. It took a while for me to embrace it, but once I did, it serves. It's a look. It's a powerful look. It's a strong look. It's also very specific. So it really helped me to dive into this world, the world of Lumen.
Yeah, and it's a successful take because I don't think anyone can imagine Milchick without the mustache. It's such an important part to the show. So yeah, really good call on that. So what's interesting about this show is we see a little bit of flashback time with Milchick. For you as an actor, does the creative team let you in on stuff that the audience doesn't know to help you kind of know what the hell is going on even in those scenes? Or are you kind of even out of the loop a bit?
I am. I think it's a little bit of both. They fill us in so that we have the scope of it, the idea, but it's important to not compromise the integrity of the show.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. It's stepping into Milchick, man. It's a challenge because this is the rare instance that I've found that Milchick knows more than Tramell.
Right.
So it feels a bit of like improv where I will have an idea, Tramell has an idea of where it's going, and then I get the next episode and it takes a total different leap, a whole different direction. So it keeps us on our toes.
Yeah, that must be thrilling too. And also the different situations they're putting you guys in. So one that really stands out to me is with Milchick and Helly in the break room. There's a couple scenes of that. That to me seems so intense. Was that one of the most intense just work in general you've done? And how hot was it in there with film lights on you guys and you got headphones on? That must have been insane.
It was intense. I'm really grateful for Catherine, our props master, who was building this incredible set and allowed me to have time with that machine because it's very, very specific. And, I believe that Milchick, that's his, I don't want to say his home, but that's a base. That's a place he knows very well, if you will. So I wanted to make sure that every knob, every turn, every dial, the headphones, everything is very methodical and that it's absolutely clear as to what he's doing to measure and to basically break Helly down or anybody else that he has to bring to the room. It's intense. Britt Lauer is such a beautiful, beautiful artist, and to watch her just crumble as we do this scene was heartbreaking. But also, Milchick had to negate that and really get to the root of why he's doing this and what he's doing this for, which I had to find the motivation behind that myself. So I was challenging that.
Okay, so kind of going into that though, do you think in any of these scenes with Milchick where he does some just awful stuff to people, do you think there's any guilt in some of these moments for him? Do you think there is a sense of guilt?
He is a man of duty. So I think if there is some sort of questioning there, I think he aligns himself more with getting the job done.
Right.
Um, he has a position that he has to fill and shoes to step into. And in a way, it's either them or it's me. You know,
Yeah.
I think we all have someone to answer to, and especially in the corporate world, that's the name of the game. So at the end of the day, Milchek wants to keep his job, and he's extremely ambitious. So he does what he needs to do to get the job done.
Yeah, that's definitely makes sense. And it's great to hear how well like you've just know this character and like become it on set. So I think what made everyone love Milchek was the music dance experience. So let me ask you, because I have a couple of questions about that.
Okay.
So is that the type of scene as an actor the night before you knew you had to film it, you were like tossing and turning? Or are you like ready? Are you like, let's do this, I'm ready to let loose and dance? Like, how did you feel about that?
I mean, it was a little bit of both, Steve. I mean, okay, so once I found out that we were doing a music dance experience early in the filming season, I was going to work. I was doing dance parties in my apartment by myself, listening to some really great music, Motown, Stevie Wonder, Aretha Franklin, Earth, Wind and Fire, to really kind of prepare for this. I had no idea what was going to be played at that time and no idea what the experience was. So, but I knew that this was going to be fun. And I had a wonderful choreographer who was just a guy, Tara Hart Rodriguez, who stepped in and basically gave me points, if you will. Like each person is like a post, and you vibe off of that post, and then you go on to the next and go on to the next. So it kind of felt like a dance off, but also like, come on, this is a party, let's do this. This is great. But yeah, of course, being the perfectionist that I am, I was very nervous that morning.
Okay, so what's interesting though about that is, because I know it's different with some movies and shows, but during that scene when you guys are actually filming it, are you hearing the Defiant Jazz? Is there any music playing or is it silent?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. That record played endlessly. And it's an incredible song. It's an incredible piece of music. But it's hard to dance to.
Yeah.
It's not easy. But it was fun to do it though.
Yeah. And I mean, look, all of you guys made it look easy and looked so much fun doing it. And then it led to my favorite line of the season: the music dance experience is officially canceled. Now, when you deliver a line like that perfectly, but how many takes did that take with no one on set breaking like that serious vibe? Because that's where I feel like I would lose it, like to take that seriously. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think it took that many takes.
Okay.
That particular moment, I mean, maybe like 5 or 6 takes, maybe. I'm guessing. I mean, the music dance experience in itself took several takes because all the angles, the lights, and special effects and such. But that particular moment, I was asked whether or not I like prepped for that line delivery, and really, it just came out of the moment. Like that.
Wow.
That particular take, it felt just right then, dropped in, dialed in.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool to hear it came in the moment too, because it was pure gold for TV. So that's awesome. Now what I think is cool too, so in this big finale we get to see Milchek literally runs to the security office. So you might have broke the record for speed caught on camera during a television show. So I want to ask you, how many times did you have to do that run? And is there like a dolly behind you, or is there a camera operator with a handheld behind you? Like, how did that whole scene even happen?
Listen, Steve, that scene was really fun because I'm a runner.
Okay,
right?
I figured you were so fast.
Thank you. Any scene that allows for movement, especially with Milchek, was so much fun to do because he's so rigid and staunch, So to be able to just run through those hallways was thrilling. So there was different shots. There was a dolly that was in front, and then there was some shots of me behind. And God bless the camera person, because that was a dance in of itself, because I had to make sure I had to run, but I had to make sure that I wasn't running so fast that I run right into the camera. Right. And then when it was behind, I had to, he had to catch up as much as possible. And just like you said, he was like, he's so fast. He's so fast. I was booking it. I was not marking the run at all. It was a full-fledged run.
Wow.
And I mean, given to the circumstances, you see why he's running for his life, because it's a big deal what's happening right now.
Totally. And that was like one of the most intense moments of the season. And yeah, it was just an awesome scene in general. And also, I think what a lot of people want to talk about is Milchick and Harmony's relationship. Where would you say the core disconnect is between the two of them? Like, what is it that is their big difference in a sense?
I believe Harmony has a focus, a fixation with Mark.
Okay.
Milchick is very by the rules, guidelines,
right?
Detail oriented, get to the goal, right? Goal oriented. And for some reason, Harmony kind of veers off the track. And Milchick, in the power that he has in this particular moment, he does what he can to make sure that we stay on course, because we have quota, we have guidelines, we have protocol. And so I think that's the difference between the two of them. However or whatever gets Harmony into that path, it leads to her demise at Lumen, if you will.
Sure. Yeah.
And when Milchick breaks the rules, we see it. When he breaks the rules, he gets in trouble. Like the OTC, the overtime contingency, he broke the rules. And now he had to clean up that mess. And then he broke the rules a little bit with the MDE, because MDE was at 75% and she only got 73%. But he needed some relief because there was so much pressure that was happening or mounting up. So, every time he kind of steps outside the comfort zone a little bit or changes the rules, there's the cards come down.
Yes. And yeah, it's interesting too. And I think it's a complicated character, Milchick, to me. And knowing that too, and how that he is in this antagonist-esque role, do you, Tramell, have to, though, to play him, see him with loving eyes, or do you honestly just can separate that and see him as bad and be like, I can still just kind of do this?
Look at him with kind eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Well, me as an actor, I love playing complex characters, multi-leveled, multi-layered characters. And what was fun about this project in particular is that it allowed me to bring that to Milchick. And in the process of building him, I didn't ever want to judge him. I think what makes him so complex and compelling is that there is an air of humanity to him.
Right.
I don't believe that he looks at Lumen or himself as this negative or bad entity. I believe that he believes in the core principles because of what it can offer to the world.
Right.
There is good in him. Just the way he goes about it is a little questionable.
Yeah, 100%. Now, also, just with Tramell being on this set and you're being directed by a legendary actor and director and being with this legendary cast around you, was there anything you learned from that, and maybe even standout moments on the set that kind of stuck with you?
I've been really fortunate to work with these actors and these artists in general, because they're so giving and generous. And they don't have to be, because they have the acclaim, they have the awards, the accolades. And it reminds me of maintaining humility and graciousness and gratitude, as Milchick says. Say gratitude. And it was also building this show in the midst of COVID, with a little bit of the chaos that was going on in our world, and not a little bit, a lot of chaos that was going on in our world, and being separated for health reasons. It was a great reminder of trust and have faith in the process.
Right.
Ben was a constant reminder of just trust the work, trust what you're bringing to the table. And it allowed me to continue to believe that I'll be where I'm supposed to be.
I
And
love that.
it's a great gift. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really inspirational, and that's great to hear that that was that treatment you got. Everybody, if you haven't watched Severance, I don't know why you're watching this interview yet, but watch Severance, watch Tramell absolutely kill it as Milchick here. Tramell, I'm excited for you. The show is blowing up each day more and more. It's going to be huge, and that's only going to bring your career up higher. So I can't wait to see the things you do, not just in Severance, but in everything. So it's been a real treat to talk to you today, and I hope to talk to you in the future.
Thank you. Likewise.